I'm Jo and this is Eric and we're here at Wellness in Motion and we're just going to talk to you a little bit about the shoulder and the shoulder girdle and also our posture in relation to the shoulder joint.
Yeah.
So Eric, tell me, why are the shoulders so important when we talk about building an exercise program?
Well, I think the thing with the shoulders is that firstly a lot of people that come in don't really have the correct positioning of the shoulders, and the problem with that is that if your shoulders aren't really sitting in the best place, then it sets it up for an incorrect recruitment pattern, and quite commonly we'll see the shoulders lifting and elevating, and what that does is you end up using the wrong muscles. You use these postural muscles to perform the movement, and that's when you can start having a lot of discomfort and pain, just because the shoulder blades aren't moving in the correct way. But again, it's really important to actually get stability with the shoulder, because it's quite a shallow joint. It's not very deep, so that there's a lot of muscles and tendons which are holding it in place. It doesn't rely on such a deep socket for it to be sitting there. So that's why having a really balanced program where you're addressing these push and pull movements and counteracting the effects of that sort of office posture is really important when you're starting a strength program or doing any type of exercise.
Okay, can you sort of show me one way we could get the shoulder into the right place?
Yeah,
and
sure.
Sort of how I would go about knowing if it's in the right sort of place when I'm holding it?
Yeah. So we do like static assessments where we're just taking a look at where the shoulder's sitting, and we also take a look at how the shoulder is moving in a dynamic environment as well. So taking a look at how your shoulder blades are moving during a push movement and during a pull movement. But you'll commonly hear a lot of people saying, keep the shoulder blades back and down, because we do commonly see this sort of elevation and spiking of the shoulders. But for a lot of people, sometimes people have like sort of drop shoulders, it's not necessarily elevated, and they have other issues that arise as well. But the main cue that I use for my clients for shoulder placement is to set the shoulders, okay? Now what that means is that Jo's going to firstly demonstrate what a bad posture, like a really common issue that we see, is this sort of forward rolling of the shoulders. And you can see how it wreaks havoc just on the posture too, because the head comes forward, she's developing that kyphotic curvature in the thoracic spine. There's a whole heap of issues that arise from having the shoulders sitting forward. So setting of the shoulders, and I'll get Jo to sort of turn around actually, just so we can demonstrate, is if I just sort of play around right here. Jo's shoulder blade is sitting, where are your shoulder blades? Yeah, Jo's shoulder blades, the edge of Jo's shoulder blades are right here, okay? So that's the edge of it. What I get a lot of my clients to do is just to bring that edge of the shoulder blade towards the spine, right there. So see where my thumb's moving? It's moving towards the spine, okay? Both shoulders are going to be in the same place too, okay? So again, that corner of the shoulder blade, we're moving it towards the shoulder blade right there. And again, it's really important that you don't get too carried away with this. You don't want to squeeze the shoulder blades back, because what happens is that there will be this downward rotation, this elevation where the shoulders will want to come up. We want to try to avoid this upper trap activation with a lot of the movements that we do for our push and pull movements. Yeah, so as Jo's coming into a pull movement, okay, I'm just going to place my fingers on the edges of the shoulder blades. This is the way it should be moving, coming back towards, and then separating away, okay? Pulling, coming back, and we're right there. So there's that movement, that back and forth movement that's happening with her push and pull movements, okay? There's no elevation, there's no downward rotation, okay, of the shoulder blades. So that's really the sort of setting of the shoulder blades and how we want them to be moving during a push and pull movement.
All right, so that's kind of the fundamentals of looking at the shoulder girdle and placement, so that we can keep our sort of neck out of the equation when we're doing some of these exercises.
Yeah.
Thanks.